Audi started off its SUV performance portfolio with the SQ5, and that seemed to resonate pretty well with Australian buyers. Now there's a new one joining the stable in the form of the SQ2. Now, we already know that the Q2 is a pretty good platform, so putting an S in front of the badge should make a good thing even better, right? Let's find out. The first hot version of Audi's Q2 comes in the form of the new SQ2, and pricing starts from $64,400 before on-road costs. There's plenty of sports-focused standard kit as well, like the Matrix LED headlights, red brake calipers, silver mirror caps, heated front sports seats in fine Napa leather with contrast stitching, virtual cockpit, a sports exhaust, and a ride height that is lowered by 20mm. The cabin is a beautiful place to be, sporty without being cheesy, and sporty without being too hard and uncomfortable. Features like virtual cockpit add to the tech flavour of the cabin, but the SQ2 feels like a premium place to be at all times. When you do wind the wick up on a country road, the sport seats are supportive without being too tight, and this is an SUV that feels from behind the wheel like it wants to be driven enthusiastically. You could argue that the best equipment the Q2 range has to offer presents as the most attractive pick in the facelifted Q2 range. The SQ2 gets a 2-litre TFSI Quattro drivetrain, which propels it from 0 to 100 km an hour in just 4.9 seconds. There's 221 kilowatts on offer, along with a chunky 400 Newton meters, making this a real performance alternative in a compact SUV skin. The 7-speed dual-clutch automatic is a snappy performer as well at any speed. Audi claims fuel use of 7.7 litres per 100 kilometres on the combined cycle. Now, the question the SQ2 has to answer is this one. Is it sporty enough, but without losing practicality? Because this, after all, is an SUV, and people are buying an SUV because it's practical, but this one happens to have a bit of a sporting edge. The answer is that no, it doesn't lose any of the practicality, because you can drive this around town like I am now, slowly, sedately, it rides nicely, everything works really well, the transmission doesn't do anything funky, the engine's really smooth, it's really well packaged. But then when you get to an open road, as we're going to head to, you can really wind the wick up and drive it properly hard, and it's capable, it's effortless, and it feels secure and safe. The Quattro all-wheel drive system is fantastic. It always is with Audis, there's no doubt about that. And this does that particularly well. I think things like virtual cockpit, the sports seats, they're all really, really evocative of a decent little sports car and a proper sports car, but they're still practical. I love the seats, I think they're really comfortable. I'd probably like to be able to lower them into the cabin a little bit, just so I'm not sitting up as high. But aside from that, I really can't think of any negatives about this Audi cabin. I'm a big fan. I think this SQ2 is an excellent application. Now, you can argue about the merits of performance SUVs all you like, but two things are sure and certain. One, Australians love a performance variant of an SUV, and two, this is a particularly good one. It's a really fun little thing to drive. As always, let us know what you think in the comments section below. Would you buy one? Would a performance SUV get you across the line from a manufacturer like Audi? Or do you look at something like the SQ2 and think, no, the regular Q2 will do me just fine? It's really interesting to see what the buyer profile is like. Don't forget to hit like if you've enjoyed this video. Click on subscribe so you can stay up to date with the CarAdvice Drive YouTube channel. And as always, the full review, caradvice.com or drive.com.au.